Hello folks, and here we are with the Suzuki Swace, a name that you're possibly unfamiliar with, but I bet you know Toyota Corolla, don't you? Well, just have a look and see if you see any similarities. So this is a 1.8 petrol electric hybrid that gives you a combined maximum power output of 122 brake horsepower. So these start at 27.5 grand and go up to a shade under 30, which seems like good value for money given the amount of car you get for that. And being a Suzuki Toyota, you've got to expect it to be pretty reliable as well, haven't you? So the boot here is a very spacious 597 litres, which should be enough for anyone, even my family. Very easy to fold the back seats down with these little handles, and once you do and you've removed this parcel cover, it's completely flat and huge. It actually goes back 186 centimetres. Now Suzuki and Toyota have a commercial relationship, and the result of that is you've got the Swace here, which is basically a Toyota Corolla. Underneath this is a Toyota badge. So in the back here there's plenty of leg room and a fair amount of headroom. I would say those over 6 foot might start to get a little bit close to this, but for me at 5'9" it's absolutely fine. Very comfortable back seats. You've got not a lot going on in the back here really. You've got your electric window controls. You've got a very small cubby in the door there. You've got a pocket on the back of the passenger seat only, and you've got some vents down there to control the temperature. The middle seats are also quite usable, although it wouldn't be massively comfortable in here with 3 adults abreast in the back. So in the front here, it's really quite a pleasant place to be. Everything's well laid out, ergonomically very sound, and everything feels just like really good quality. It's all built to last, and quite luxurious materials in places. The steering wheel's very, very nice on the hand, nice thickness. It's possibly a bit busy in terms of steering wheel controls, but you can't argue that everything's not there in front of you. Some buttons down here to control things like your heated steering wheel, your park assist and that kind of stuff. Aircon controls here all feel very, very nice. Now the infotainment system has come straight from the Toyota Corolla, funnily enough, but this one doesn't have navigation built in. That's no bad thing, because the standard navigation system in that car is a bit pants. This comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard, and for me, even if you had the onboard system, you would just use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay because it's much, much better. So possibly a bit of cost saving there, and really you're not losing anything from it. Wireless charging pad up here, heated seat controls, we've got a drive mode select, your automatic handbrake, and everything's just laid out in a nice way. The quality of materials along the top of the dash here, and even the tops of the doors, is a bit harder at the tops of the doors, but still much, much better than even in some of the German rivals. Right folks, so now we move on to the true test of any car. What's it actually like to drive? The first thing you have to say as soon as you sit in this car is that these seats, they are cloth seats, but they're so comfortable, like incredibly comfortable. I can't think of a more comfortable car seat, if I'm honest. It's got an electric lumbar support, which is great if you're a fat old knacker like me. You definitely need one of those in your life. And it's just so smooth and comfortable. I don't know how many times I'm going to say the word comfort in this review, but it just sums it up. The whole ride of the car is just so cosseting. You can go over the bumpiest of surfaces and it just feels so smooth. It glides over any kind of terrain really. Cruising along in this car is very, very quiet. You do get a bit of wind noise off the mirrors, but nothing exceptionally bad, and the car just gives you smooth progress. If you floor it, remember that the car's got a CVT and it will make a bit of a but only for a few seconds. Once you're up to speed, it's absolutely fine. Now at only 122 horsepower for what is it, a big heavy car, you might feel that that's massively underpowered. I have to say, it doesn't feel it at all. For the way you would realistically drive this car in the real world, it's got all the power you'd ever need. Amazingly, if you chuck it into a bend with a bit of speed, there's very little body roll, despite the fact that it's so comfortable. I can't quite get my head around this, but this is an extremely well sorted chassis. So let's think about the downsides of this car. Well, you do need to plug your phone in to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, because the infotainment system's a little bit of a non-event, but it's got a decent sized screen. And that's it. I don't have another bad word to say about it, really. Do you know what, when Suzuki said they were going to lend me a Swace for review, I was kind of fine, great. You know, some cars you get really excited about them turning up, some cars you just think, oh okay, that'll be interesting. But this has really been a bit of an eye-opener for me. Now, we've got a VW Touran on lease at the moment that goes back later this year, and we're looking for a car to buy used, unfortunately, to replace the Touran as our new family wagon, and this has made it to the list. I will now be looking at the Swace and the Toyota Corolla estate as potential replacements, because as we know, with cars from these brands, you've got that supreme reliability, but with this one you've also got comfort, practicality, fuel economy, and it's actually really, really nice to drive. There you go. I'm not saying I'm going to buy one, I'm saying I'll definitely consider it. So how do I feel about this car going back? As you know, it's how I usually like to sum these reviews up, so I think it's best I answer it as the family man that will likely be buying a car like this. So I've got 2 young kids, a dog, and a wife that likes to pack very, very heavily whenever we go anywhere or do anything. And I have to say, as that man, I'll be gutted to see this thing go, because it's great. It really ticks every box for the family owner. I guess for it to be the perfect family car, you'd want 3 independent seats in the back, so that you've got room for another adult in comfort alongside 2 car seats, should the need arise if you're picking up a grandparent or a friend or anything like that and you've got the kids in the car. But that's really nitpicking. As your standard sort of 4.5 seat, 5 seat car, it's an absolute winner, this thing. So is the Suzuki Swace for you? Well, if you're someone that wants crazy driving dynamics and you want to dart around town and down country lanes pretending you're Jason Plato, probably not. But if you just want a really reliable, really comfortable, really practical family wagon, you really can't go far wrong with this one. Please give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Of course, if you'd like to look at any leasing deals for the Suzuki Swace, click the link in the video description and pinned as the top comment, and that will take you straight through to Lease Loco, filtered to all the current deals at the time you're looking at it for the Suzuki Swace. Thanks again, see you next time.